Now, back to Miller on Sports, the show that puts pro in sports. Everything else is just talk.
Been one of the prettiest that stepped in studio, because we get a lot of athletes and everything, so they're really big and muscular.
Well, I'm not muscular or big.
I just stick with Tracie for the most part.
Good.
Okay, I'll do that. Now, I need to know, we'll get to your family and your background and everything. You've got some athletes in your family. How did you get into modeling?
Actually, a random story. I did a pageant, and a local photographer, Richard Fleming, he asked me to do trade work for him. So it was just kind of, I'm in college, I'll do some trade work, and next thing you know, I had agencies contacting me. So, and then the rest is history. So.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like I woke up one morning and was like, I think I'm going to be a model. So.
Is that how it usually happens?
I don't know.
Oh, that's too good. Now, does it come naturally to you? Because I'm thinking for most people, they're not really graceful. They'll stumble over themselves. Are you a graceful, natural individual?
Well, we have a joke in my family. They always called me Mia or Gracie because I have 2 left feet. And on top of that, I'm pigeon-toed. So I'm very clumsy, but I grew up dancing. I love being on stage, and it's like I'm a completely different person when I'm on the runway or when I'm shooting, and they're like, we don't know how you do that because you can't even walk straight, and you're good on stage, so I don't know.
So growing up, what kind of dancing did you do? Was it a lot of ballet?
I did everything. Ballet, point, tap, jazz, clogging. I was that girl that was at the studio every night of the week. But my dad was determined that I wasn't going to be a girly girl, so he said from day one, if I danced, I had to do one sport. So I did, I did all of them. I did t-ball. I was that girl picking flowers in left field. I did soccer. Wasn't very good at that one, but I stuck with basketball all through high school. So.
Now, if you don't mind my asking, how tall are you?
I'm about 5'11".
Okay.
A little over, but, 5'11".
Now, we texted last night a little bit, just getting directions to the radio station, and thank you again for joining us on this Tuesday afternoon. Now, I would have worn something, maybe like work boots, so I could look a little taller. You came in studio wearing heels, and I just look so tiny.
Everybody laughs. They're like, why do you wear heels? And I'm like, I'm embracing my tallness. So, but my husband hates it, but now, he just has to suck it up.
That was one of the questions I was going to ask you. Is he very open about you modeling and everything? Because you're a very beautiful young lady, and I'm sure men are just fawning all over you. He's got to be very supportive.
He is. I think at first it was, oh my goodness, my fiance is a model, or oh, look at this. And then we've been married for a little over a year now, and it's turned into a, are you going to wear that? Or what are they using that picture for? Or what's this job going to be? But he's very supportive, and I think that he's really happy for me. He loves that I have, a random job not random, but
very unique.
A unique job, so.
Absolutely. Tracie DeBerry, or DeBerry, joining us in studio on this Tuesday afternoon. You can check us out, AM 1600 and also 1600thebeach.com. Now, I guess maybe this is the $1 million question. Are your good looks, are they from your mom's side or your dad's side of the family?
My mom looks like she spit me out. If you were to look at my face and if you were to look at my brother, we have the same face. We look like my mom spit me out, but now my mom is the shortest in the family, minus the dog. So I got my body structure, my structure and my height, it's all from my dad. But this little square right here is straight from my mom.
That's all mom.
It's all mom.
Right there. I like it. Very cool. I was wondering as well, because of course, it's kind of like with athletes, your body is your weapon almost. You're going out there on Sundays, you're walking up and down runways, you're in magazines and everything. How do you maintain it? Are you working out all the time? Do you nitpick about what you eat and at what times?
People actually take it for granted. They're like, oh, I'd love to be a model. They just get paid to take pictures and do nothing. But To be honest with you, while I'm training right now, I'm running a minimum of 6 miles a day. I am doing P90X 3 to 4 times a week, and I'm swimming laps once a week. And that's on top of work and on top of, keeping a family. It's a job. It's a full-time job, just like NFL players. It's a full-time job. There's no skipping Sunday. There's no, I'm just going to relax today. You have to work out every day.
Yeah.
So,
wow. I don't know if I could do that. Modeling is not for me, Tracie. After all that stuff that you just said, modeling, I think radio is a path that I'm going to take after this. You can listen online at 1600thebeach.com. Also check us out on Ustream to see Tracie. It is USTRE.AM/L4 capital B. Now, you have an interesting tie to the NFL. I remember when your brother was at Florida Atlantic University, Rusty Smith. What's that like? Are you the more popular person in your family, or is it your brother?
It's my brother.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. 9 times out of 10, if someone talks to me, it's, how's your brother? Which, to be honest with you, I am so proud of him. He works so hard, and it's 1% of every quarterback in college gets to the NFL. I'm just extremely proud of him. So.
Did y'all expect this from an early age? I know growing up you played a wide variety of sports, but did you think he'd be in the NFL?
I'm fixing to shock you. My brother did not play football, did not get on a field until 8th grade.
Wow.
At James Weldon Johnson, which is a academic school.
Right.
So, my dad, would tell us, you're going to be an astronaut, you're going to be a doctor, you're going to be a lawyer, you're not going to be a football player. Let's just be real. And he didn't want Rusty getting hurt. He played baseball his whole life. And then we both went to Paxson over the other side of town. It's a college prep school. It's very not focused on sports at all. And about his 10th grade year, my dad was like, okay, I think we have something going on here. Maybe we should look at our options. So he ended up playing at Sandalwood his senior year, the same year that Maurice Wells
of course.
played. Great guy, him and Marvin Sapp. So really the scouts coming to look at Marvin and Maurice saw Rusty. So it was just, and next thing you know, he had a full ride 5-year scholarship to Florida Atlantic with Howard Schnellenberger. So
yeah, very impressive, and one of the better coaches we've seen over the last few decades. I mean, just a long history for Coach Howard. Tracie DeBerry joining me in studio, swimsuit model, I guess overall model. Her brother is a backup quarterback for the Tennessee Titans, Rusty Smith, and she's I'm glad she could make it in studio today for Miller on Sports. Are y'all close, you and Rusty? Do y'all talk pretty often?
We're extremely close. Right now is training. We're not as we don't hear from him as much. Like I guess for the next 30 days, they're all in a hotel for OTAs.
Training camp right now.
Training camp, okay.
That's
trying
okay.
to keep it straight. So we don't really hear. My dad mainly hears from him every night, and then my dad will kind of repeat the message. So we hear from him. I hear from him about once a week.
Is that difficult because your family owns Rusto's, of course, near the old Gator Bowl down near EverBank Field? Y'all grew up, and you actually still park cars in one of the 5 lots down near the stadium. Do y'all say, okay, we're rooting for the Jags this week or the Titans, or is it a coin flip?
It's kind of a torn family. Me and Rusty started parking cars. I guess my dad started in '95 when the team came. So we've always parked cars for every game. Huge Jaguar fans, and what do you know? The team he gets drafted to is going to be our arch enemy. But we are Jaguar fans. We have a lot of our customers are Jaguars. A lot of the coaches come in. Some of the players come in after workouts and stuff. So we are Jaguars fans. My husband's family, we actually have tickets. So I go to a lot of the games, but at the end of the day, I am a Titans fan.
Okay, that's fun. Tracie DeBerry joining us in studio for Miller on Sports on this Tuesday afternoon. We'll take a time out, come back with Tracie, talk more about her modeling career, talk maybe a little more football, some Olympics, and much more right here on Miller on Sports. Always brought to you by the law offices of Ron Scholes And you can find me on Facebook and Twitter. It's Miller on Sports, weekdays 4 to 6 p.m. More of Tracie. Don't go away. Giants joining me once again in studio, Tracie DeBerry, right here in studio for Miller on Sports. You can listen online at 1600thebeach.com. Now, Tracie, thank you again for joining me. I'm having a great time.
Thank you for having me.
Are you having a great time, though?
No, I really am.
Okay.
I just hope that everybody who's expecting to hear about football isn't minding.
No, I think anytime you get a female voice on radio, I think men just melt in a way. I think that happens. I think literally men just melt when they listen to a female on radio. Now, give me the update, because I said you are a Venus Swimsuit model. You don't yet have that tag. What is going on right now, and what's the process like?
Well, Venus is a local company. The guy that owns it lives in Jacksonville. So they're having a nationwide Venus Swimwear model search. So there were over 2,000 applicants, and they chose I think 50, and they put all 50 of us online. So when I sent in my application, I was like, I guess it's not going to hurt to fill out this application. I was shocked when I got the email. I was like, say what? So I'm like, okay. So they put all 50 of us on their website, and they had a nationwide voting, and the top 10 girls will compete next Thursday for the title.
Do you know who voted for you and how much? Say your husband, Mr. DeBerry, did he just stay online all day, skip work, and vote for you?
Well, it was one vote per email.
Okay.
So I definitely got, my husband and all of his buddies their emails, and they're like, I'm getting these emails from Venus for some reason. I'm like, oh, I don't know why. I definitely used their email for them. But my dad and at the sandwich shop was kind of word of mouth. It was just like, vote for me. So, my husband voted once. No, I think he voted twice. He has 2 emails.
Okay. Well, that worked out well. Tracie DeBerry joining us in studio for Miller on Sports, talking about her modeling career, her family, and much more on this Tuesday afternoon. Now, what's going on? You said you just got back from New York. What was that trip all about?
Well, I'm signed here in Jacksonville with a local modeling company. It's Integrity Model Management. They're a full service or full agency. They, modeling, acting, singing, the works, photo shoots, everything. And they're who got me started. But in New York, they got me hooked up with Silver Models. Silver Model Management. It's a sports modeling, actually.
See, there's a sports tie-in. We're good.
My husband didn't really appreciate it. I was one of maybe 2 girls that were there in the agency. So every day he's like, any girls around? And all these huge pro, weightlifters are standing around. I'm like, no. But they know I'm married, don't worry. But no, I had a great time. I went on a bunch of different go-sees, some callbacks. I met with, companies like Kohl's and Macaroni Grill, which we don't have here in Jacksonville. Just a lot of different Gatorade, actually.
Wow.
For a new upcoming Gatorade commercial. Now, I didn't get it because I was supposed to look like an 18-year-old. So I tried to look as young as I could, but we still had to put our real age. So I think that's what I made it the top 10 out of 4 days of castings. So, and they told me, they're like, look, we just need to go as young as possible. So I didn't get it, but it's fine. It's whatever. The experience was great, and it's something I never expected I'd be doing. So,
what have you learned about yourself throughout modeling? You've been doing this for how long now?
I guess 3 years.
3 years.
3 years.
And what's the most important lesson that you've learned from this and about yourself?
That you just can't listen to anybody. You have to be who you are. You got to be true to yourself. Just be you. And no matter where you go, you're going to go to one person and they're going to say, why do you do your hair like that? Or they're going to go to the next person and say, you need to put some muscle on. Or they're always going to tell you something. And you just, as long as you're happy, then you'll be fine.
Yeah, I think our listeners are happy. I'm happy. I think we're all happy having fun on Miller on Sports on this Tuesday afternoon. Now, we talked about the Jags and the Titans connection. Of course, your brother is Rusty Smith of the Titans. Now, I wanted to make sure during the break that it was okay to bring this up, and you said it was. You actually tried out for the Jaguars Roar team, the cheerleaders.
Yes, I did. It was heartbreak. Ugh. I remember the day I got cut. I just cried and cried. I said, I don't know why they don't want me.
but it turned out to be a blessing in disguise.
Yes, it was. It was extremely a blessing. My best friend, since I was 2, I actually met her at the baseball park.
Mm-hmm.
I was swinging a medal. You know how all the kids play on one baseball field?
Yeah.
I was on the baseball field during the game, and I was swinging a metal bat, and she came back.
But you were picking flowers, correct?
Oh, no, this wasn't during a game.
Okay.
This was during my brother's game.
Okay.
So our brothers were playing each other, and she wanted to ask me to play, and while I'm swinging a bat, and I completely knocked her out.
Oh, jeez.
And they had to stop the baseball game, and everybody came, and it was horrible.
And she decided to stay friends with you.
I know. I don't know what she was thinking. She blames me for all of her, dumb remarks. She's a blonde. She's a true blonde. But she made the team. She's Kaylee Miller. She actually just got back from Puerto Rico for their calendar shoot. She was one of 14 girls that got chosen.
Now, I'm trying to go on my memory bank right now. Was she with the Jacksonville Giants for a little bit?
No.
Okay.
She was not.
I'm trying to think. Aren't there 3 or 4 Kayleys on the Roar?
No, but there's a lot of K.
Okay.
There's a Kaylee Miller, and then her cousin Katie Miller.
Okay.
She's a rookie this year. And then their cousin Heather, one of my really good friends, was the Pro Bowl cheerleader last year.
Wow.
So
very cool.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends that are on the team, and I love supporting them. I'll even break out my teal and black and go and support them.
Mm-hmm.
But I would love to be down on the field cheering with them. But it's a blessing in disguise, and I wouldn't be where I am today if I would have made the team.
Yeah,
so.
This definitely worked out pretty well. Tracie DeBerry joining us in studio, a model, swimsuit, you name it. She's joining us in studio on this Tuesday afternoon. To listen online to the conversation, check out 1600thebeach.com. Where's the coolest place that you've been able to visit so far in these last 3 years?
In the last 3 years, well...
I mean, of course, the Big Apple. That's pretty cool.
As far as visiting, I would have to say, I wasn't modeling this, so it doesn't really count, but I would say Maine was my... We spent Thanksgiving up there, and it was absolutely beautiful. But as far as modeling, I would say... New York.
New York. Do you feel like you're safe on the subways? Because you're very pretty. Do you feel safe?
My mom came up during Mother's Day, and she could not believe how, because you have no choice. It's subway or you are going to walk like crazy. And I joke and I said, my butt was in the best shape ever when I was in New York, because you're walking, you're climbing stairs. I knew the subway backwards and forwards, but when I got home, that stopped as soon as I got in my car.
Oh, that's too good, Tracie. Do you have any clue as to what the future holds for you?
None. I have no idea. And part of that is, exciting, but part of it's kind of like, So I'm a senior at UNF. I have 4 classes left, so I know that I will be graduating, or my dad and my husband will, I think, kick me out of the family. I've gotten this far. But I'm just going to work out as much as I can, and we'll see what happens on Thursday.
What's your major?
Communications.
Look at there. That's a perfect match. What's what branch are you taking? What?
PR.
PR, okay.
Yes.
They're all right people sometimes. They're pretty good. Tracie DeBerry joining us in studio for Miller on Sports. Have you watched any of the Summer Olympics so far?
I have. I am obsessed with it.
Favorite sport?
I love the gymnastics. I am a girl at heart, but I really enjoy watching the volleyball. Beach volleyball. They are amazing.
Misty May and Carrie Walsh.
Oh my goodness! If I look like that when I'm that old, I'll be happy. Not that they're old, but you know what I mean.
Not old at all. And it's amazing to me that I think they've combined had 3 children in the last 3 years.
Yes.
And they're still dominating.
I know.
It is very impressive. Can people vote for you, or is it up to you now?
It is all up to me.
Okay.
It's all up to me.
I feel like you'll do pretty well, especially if they get the personality of Tracie DeBerry.
I think I'm going to have to show my personality on the runway, but I think I can do that.
Well, when you're lifting up the trophy or holding up the check, you got to come back, okay?
I want to be holding up the check.
Okay. She's nothing short of honest. Tracie DeBerry joining us on this Tuesday afternoon. Tracie, best of luck. Thank you again, and I really enjoyed it.
I did too. Thank you so much.
There she is, Tracie DeBerry, right here.
Now, back to Miller on Sports, the show that puts pro in sports. Everything else is just talk.